I'm Greg Lynn. I'm the Managing Director of Adrenaline Entertainment.
The sky's the limit. On time and in time, yes!
The inspiration for Airside Andy came from the children's excitement when they go to the airport for the first time and run up to that big plate glass window and press their nose and go, "Daddy, is that our plane? Mummy, what's that?" It's absolutely a world of discovery and excitement. And everything's huge and big and noisy, and parents cling onto their children's wrists, petrified of losing them to a mass of people getting onto a plane to Dubai and never seeing them again. So it was that, the wonderment of travel in the airport, and also my relationship with my father, who was a TV director working with Jerry Anderson on Thunderbirds, Captain Scarlet, Joe 90, all the classic puppet shows with strings. And I used to go as a schoolboy to the studios and watch all this going on. And my dad was a passionate model maker, and as a little boy he used to make models with me. And I'd go to bed and the models had glue everywhere and the wings were hanging off. And in the morning I'd wake up and he would have just worked on them a bit so they didn't completely fall apart, and there would be a new aeroplane hanging from the ceiling or the new jet or rocket up on my shelf in the bedroom.
When I was a little boy,
Andy.
living in my dreams with toys.
Thanks, Dad.
Something caught my eye, nothing was the same. I knew what I would be when I held that plane. I'm Airside Andy, my work's so cool. I prepare your plane for the sky.
I put those things together and just felt that there was a wonderful storytelling opportunity about Andy running an airport. This show's going to be made 52 10-minute episodes, stop frame animation with some CGI. My partner in the CGI is Technicolor Studios from their wonderful studio in Bangalore in India. But as we take about 18 months to 2 years to make, pre-produce and deliver this, I want to get Airside Andy out into the market and build an audience for him. So we're going to be launching this summer. I don't have a firm date yet, but as soon as possible in the summer, at Gatwick Airport in the Aspire Lounge, which is run by Service Air. Now, Service Air aren't very well known to the public, but they actually make and run all the vehicles that are specific to the airport. Baggage carts, fuel tankers, the steps that get people on and off if they reach the gate on time. But they also run a number of lounges at airports all over the UK called Aspire. And when parents book a lounge pass for a couple of hours, when they go to the lounge and give their passport to reception, the child will be handed a branded tablet, and on it will be the first Airside Andy app and an ebook. And this first app we're designing now, and it's going to be taken from the artwork from the pilot, and it will contain 4 simple games which go to the heart of the show, sorting baggage, going behind the X-ray machine, and really fun and humorous, and then they'll be able to read the app. And when they leave the lounge and go to their flight, Mum gets her passport back and the kid has to hand the tablet back. But they'll be given a little code card which will allow them to download the app for free onto their own device, and off they go on holiday, hopefully falling in love with Andy.
Red goes to red. Right, now, what next?
It's yellow, Andy. It goes red, yellow, blue, remember?
Well, thanks, Tilly.
The reaction
Red,
to Airside Andy,
yellow,
the pilot
blue.
that I've shown, has been fantastic. Everyone, without exception, has been incredibly complimentary. Broadcasters, some licensees, and I feel very confident that I've got some pre-sales that are going to go to contract very soon.
Andy!
What is it, Trunk?
Lifty, Shifty and Swifty are out on the airfield and I can't find them. And
All
it's...
right, Trunk. Calm down. We can get this sorted together.
For a children's property to be successful, particularly in preschool, I think television is an absolute essential, particularly because the budgets that television affords mean that you can have very high production values. Of course, digital and entertainment for kids' properties is expanding literally by the week. And Airside Andy is going to be a mix of both. But the beauty of the digital world is that I can bring Andy to the market through apps and ebooks as drawn artwork, although the show will be made out of stop frame and CGI with a very three-dimensional real feel. But now that we've established the design and look of the show, that can translate into apps and ebooks. But for preschoolers who watch television almost exclusively at home and with the parent or with the parent in attendance, thankfully they're not left alone, television is still very, very important. But increasingly, children and preschoolers are looking at entertainment on their own specially designed tablets. Ollie from Blue Zoo called me about 4 years ago, ranting and raving about losing work from major American studios, networks, who said that they would like to use his facilities and services, but that they needed to go abroad because of expense and cost. And we got together and I said, yeah, we need to do this. And we had a very informal meeting with a bunch of animation companies and producers in a pub above, in a room above a pub in Soho. And I loved the idea and I said, look, I'll help. So I'm a director of Animation UK. In fact, I think I'm the company secretary. And Ollie, of course, has led it and been the voice and the face of it, but I've been behind the scenes urging it along, having all the meetings with various ministers and the Treasury, and just helping kick it into shape. And it's fantastic that we now are going to be getting the benefit of the tax break.
Well done, team. You guys are amazing.
The UK animation industry is going to benefit hugely. It doesn't need saving. It's in a tough state, but ever since I started Chapman Entertainment 10 years ago, making animation of high quality is tough in the UK. This will ease it and help it. And what's really encouraging is we're hearing very firmly from UK broadcasters that they're not going to use it as an excuse to reduce commissioning and acquisition fees, because that would just undo the benefit of it. But in the last 10 years, retail business has slumped a lot. Retailers used to have a very wide vision of what they would stock in terms of the merchandise from these shows. It's much narrower. So it's highly competitive, and you just have to make sure that you're producing extremely good shows.
It's time for some Airside Action! Whoa!
I think one of the main changes in the animation business in the 10 years I've been in the UK is that the licensees who you rely upon to sell the merchandise, which is where the income comes from, are not wanting to pay such high advances and guarantees, which means that my model was to take the broadcast amount of money, add that to the toy company advance, the publishing advance, some of the major licensees, and that would fund making 52 10 minutes, which is at least £4 million, give or take a few pennies. And those licensees want to pay a bit less than they used to because of the state of the economy. Now, it doesn't get cheaper to make animation, and I'm not prepared to make cheap, poor quality animation. So 52 10-minute episodes of Airside Andy is about £4.5 million. So you have to be more inventive and work harder to raise the funds.